Hey y'all. So I just got this one package today. I don't even remember what it was. So I'm gonna open it with you and be surprised. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I think I know what it is now. Yes, indeed. It's just one little tiny thingy in here. Let's get that opened. Put that away. I'll just stick that in my pocket. Let's open it up. Steve's Leaves, that's where this is from. Actually, I remembered that. And the typical Steve's Leaves postcard that they give you, and instructions and how to unpack and everything, but you know, pretty much y'all know how to do that. Okay, so what we have here today is the Ludisia Discolor, which is also known as the Jewel Orchid. And yep, there it is, Ludisia Discolor. I've been wanting one of these for quite a while, and you can put them in terrariums, that's fine, but you don't have to plant them in orchid media. You don't put them like an orchid, your typical orchid bark. Look at this one. This one's a lot fuller than I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be a lot smaller, truthfully. Look at that, baby. That's a really pretty one. I mean, I love the foliage. Of course, the Ludisia Discolor is really primarily known for its foliage. Hopefully the light's good. I can't find my plug to plug in my light on my tripod, so the light kind of sucks right now. But that's really beautiful, and it's definitely a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was only going to have like maybe 2 leaves on it, so I'm actually pleasantly surprised. Let me just get that tape cut with the knife, make it a little easier. And this is my cat's blanket because she has a thing about guarding all the plants that you can see. She has to sleep here on the blanket or in her box, and she won't sleep anyplace else. She comes up here to eat and sleep. And I'm surprised she hasn't run up here yet to help with this, because usually she loves doing this. All right, put that off to the side and throw away. So, oh yeah, they got it all. Let me get this back over here. Let's just do this real quick. Put it on the paper. Smart guy. Instead of getting it all over the table. Basically, the Ludisia Discolor, the Jewel Orchid. As I said, you want to plant, you just plant it in, I mean, regular soil is good, but you want like a really nice airy mix. I make up my own soil mix with, I use, as a base, I use Fox Farm Ocean Forest. I use about 30% of that, and then about 10 to 15% of pumice or lava rock. I put in horticultural charcoal. I put in a lot of sphagnum moss, coco coir. I put in biochar, which also my combination has worm castings. The Fox Farm Ocean Forest has bat guano. It has tons and tons of nutrients in there. And I also add in mycorrhizae nutrients, and I get to mix up, I put a little sand in there too. Everything helps with drainage. And it's a really super airy mix. Drainage is excellent. And they kind of like that. They don't like the orchid bark mix. I mean, no one's stopping you from doing it, but that's not typically how you'd plant these. You'd want to plant them just in a typical mix and use something really light, airy, with great drainage. And as far as fertilizer, You don't have to fertilize these with every watering. You really only want to go about once a month during the growing season. And this would be the growing season right now for this. There's some new leaves coming in on this right here. Like a 756, if you can find that, that would be perfect. You know, just use your own judgment. You know, you got to use what you have. The other thing that I was going to say about this is they do grow flowers, but it's not like your Phalaenopsis or orchid where, you know, it's prized for its flowers. The jewel orchid is actually prized for its foliage. That's what people like. There's another jewel orchid, and for some reason now I can't remember the name of it. It's got another name, and I should have been more prepared. I should have at least written it down, knowing I was going to forget. But there's a few different varieties of what they look like. But this is really my favorite one. So just feed it again. Feed it the fertilizer like once a month during its growing season. It doesn't need very much. So the flowers it grows are like on spikes. They grow up these like really skinny little spikes with these tiny little flowers on them. And I wish I should have had a picture to put in, but the great thing is that it's really prized for its foliage. That's why people love this so much, for its foliage and not for its flowers, as opposed to the other orchids that we buy for their flowers, you know. So, you know, you could still put this in a terrarium. They look great in terrariums. I was thinking about just putting this one in a glass jar, but using regular potting mix and then maybe some, you know, moss covering just for a little decor, you know, or I might just leave it like that, you know, around here near the humidifier. So it stays, it gets the good humidity. But so that's it. That's the jewel orchid from Steve's Leaves, and it was on sale, and their sale price was still pretty high. You know, they used to be, they're still readily available. You can get them everywhere. I'm sure you can get them less. I've just always been happy with Steve's Leaves. It was around $29.99. It was around 30 bucks. And for this one, I don't mind that at all. Look at how beautiful that is. All right. Well, thanks for watching. I hope I answered a couple basic questions about fertilizer growing. And I'll give you an update on it. And maybe one day some of my other plants, which are basically just here on the kitchen table until I get an IKEA greenhouse. Because the house I live in, the only best window for natural light is this east-facing window over here. I get a lot of morning sun, so that's really good for some of my plants. See, I have my philodendron brandy right back there. See y'all later.